We alive.
We are live in the digital building. You are tuned into the Good Morning from Africatown, Los Angeles morning show, prime time. We're excited to be here with you all. Always great conversations, but today we're dropping a conversation on this August 28th situation with Al Sharpton, none other than Al Sharpton, doing what he does best. So you all hit that subscribe button, like, and please share. And we're going to dive into this conversation. Let's go. Greetings, Sharpton.
Warning, the following program contains strong Black first opinions about mature and strong subject matter that affects Black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissy.
Grand Rising All, you are listening to the one and only, the one or none. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles.
Well. Who ready to get to some good old trouble? We're ready for now. You ain't even got to have your hair permed for this one. Hope y'all ready for this one. These Negroes want to drag us back out onto the Democrat plantation on behalf of the immigrant. One more again. Who's signing up to go on out there with Rev now?
Not me.
Not me.
Oh, man.
Me
Uncle
either.
Al, somebody's uncle.
Y'all know. Whoa. Y'all know this is Rev now. He's one of the good old boys. He's well known. He's a historical figure. Y'all sure?
Not.
Y'all gonna do Al dirty like this?
Reverend Al needs to be Uncle Al right now. He needs to sit down at the table and just have he needs to be somebody's uncle right now and not in these streets. I don't know.
Girl, he need
Y'all
to
gonna
be
do Al like this?
granddaddy right now.
Now in all reality, I don't think that anyone Black should be shocked, because if you go back, not Trump's victory, the presidential election before that when Biden won. Who remembers what happened shortly with the so-called Black leaders after Biden got in office?
Oh yeah, I remember that meeting, right? That Zoom meeting.
Yep, none other than the leak Zoom meeting where they were sat down and told, you best get used to the brown middleman because we're going to elevate them above you, well, to be flat out, he was talking about the Latinos right there. But brown also, when you trickle it down, that means the Indian, like Kamala, that means all the other so-called people of color, but the Latino in the Democrat framework leads the charge of that POC group. So he basically told them in the leaked Zoom meeting, and these are the so-called Black leaders, you best take a back seat and get ready to take orders from the brown middleman because we are officially elevating them above you. And we all remember on this very program, we warned over. I mean, who was that? Who was it? The guy who rode the horse and said the British is coming?
Paul Revere.
Paul
Revere.
We were some Negro Paul Revere's warning y'all over and over and over. Hey, don't you see how they're cutting you off of this program, cutting you off of that program? Hey, they keep taking your EBT card. Nah, they're gonna fix everything when we vote them back in office. And look at you now. Now we are sitting stuck in political insolvency. And now you were about to see. Well, if you lived here in Los Angeles, California, period, you would already know that this plan was already enacted about a decade ago. We already saw we already see the results of it here. And sad to say, even after living in this, these Negroes are still pushing the Black-Brown coalition. Well, we just gotta vote them back in. They'll fix it sooner or later. That's our Black mindset. So that's what I see here in LA. Where the rest of you are, do you see that same mindset?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna read to y'all real quick, but pretty much see that so people know what we're talking about. So let me get this up. Okay, Rev. Al Sharpton National Action Network and civil rights leaders will host a march on Washington 2026. Defend the vote on August the 28th. The march marks the 63rd anniversary of the historical 1963 March on Washington and aims to protest recent current decisions that weaken Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, co-led by Martin Luther King the third. Oh Lord, I got him involved, and Andrea
Oh
Warder
God.
King. Yeah, hold on, there one. The protests will gather participants at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. We go again. The rally intends to build momentum for voting rights protection ahead of the November midterm election. That's what it's all about, y'all. The midterm election. They just try to get black people all riled up. It's not working. More black people, independents, or some going to the other side. It's all BS. I'm so sick and tired
Now
of them.
you
They keep
probably
talking about the pay.
now
Yeah.
outside of them, I'm shocked they didn't pull a Death Row Tupac thing, get an MLK hologram, and have it at this march. But outside of this, you likely wouldn't be seeing this march if they didn't see the writing on the wall when Jasmine Crockett lost that election. When they saw that, they go,
Exactly.
okay, the era of the Negro is officially up. It's time to go on and put it in front in full gear and stop playing like we ain't doing it. But I mean, like I said, they were already doing it. This plan is already enacted. They've already done it. When you
Yeah.
look at Los Angeles politics in particular, the black elected officials are none other than, they're just puppets at this point. They're just there for the quota, so it doesn't look like it is what it is. But if you heard those leaked tapes from the LA City Council, you know that these black individuals, they take under the table and backroom deals to sell their people out and to help these others elevate themselves before us, as long as you have a black face there, because unfortunately they know that in 2026 that still works for the majority of us. Well, somebody black is there. They'll do something for us sooner or later.
Exactly.
That's our
What's your
mindset.
man? LA. She said she took a lot of money. What's her name? Is she got Spanish in her too? What's her name?
Yeah,
You know.
Karen Bass.
Karen.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I'll personally remove the B from her name, but yeah,
Okay.
I don't really know. She may be mixed or whatever the case is.
Remember we did a show, she was like some type of Hispanic or whatever. We talked about her when she was giving out the cards and saying that the money that she was trying to give to immigrants were not coming out of the government because they ran out of money, and she had private donors to start giving the immigrants money.
Yeah, and it's, I think the sad part about this is, even if that wasn't her background, because we've seen it over and over again with her peers, even if she was full on 2 black parents, 2 black grandparents and great grandparents, as long as she's waving that Democrat banner, she's going to do the same thing, because they take this thing as a religion, as a race, and as a creed, and they put it before everything, including God himself.
I got something for you. Queen Lynn, why are you not up here with us? Queen Lynn says she's Mexican. But
don't be bashful about it, Lynn. Come on.
The thing about these voting rights is they're trying to play us, saying that black voting rights is at risk. Why? Why wouldn't you want an ID? I thought we want to make sure white people like Trump, as they say, and the MAGA are not making voter fraud. So the only way to stop voter fraud is to have an ID, but they're playing us like we're back in the 30s where you don't, and you have IDs. Everybody black has to drive.
Exactly. You get ID to get a house, get alcohol, to get anything. And all of a sudden,
I mean, as fate would have it, even if you're black with an ID and you get pulled over, good luck coming out of that life.
Exactly. And so it's not for us. It's for immigrants, because those are the only ones who would not have a rightful ID.
Exactly. Talking about something illegal.
Here's the part I don't think that nobody really covers, which is black voting rights. So here's the shell game that's being played on us. They're trying to give that, like she said, they're giving us that imagery of 19 whatever when they first did the civil rights marches and all that. But the reality is, black voting rights don't matter, because we are effectively in political insolvency. We couldn't vote our way out of a wet paper bag at this point, because we have no political power. If you look behind the scenes and you look at black Democrats and this, and I'll just for argument's sake, just say, let's focus on black American Democrats. These people put this party before their own people time and time again. So when you look at the background of all that, you don't see any black super PACs, you don't see any black PACs, you don't see any black committees or whatnot that are for us and by us. What you see is black people that basically hold the door open for everyone else under that people of color banner. So you don't see anything black under that banner. So when they're talking about our voting rights, it doesn't really matter because we're politically insolvent. We have no power politically at this point. And then if you go across the aisle to the Republican side, they're basically saying the same thing. They're saying that we're not as guilty as our Democrat partners and screwing you, but if you come over here, if you do the same thing, we'll at least maybe acknowledge you and maybe give you a couple of concessions. But either way, we ain't got no dog in the fight. And I think that we all know that. So, and the sad part is that's why Al Sharpton is still palatable. That's why he's able to come out and do this, because rest assured, he's going to get a lot of Black Americans out there on that march. I mean, that's the reality of it. Just like they did with that so-called boycott, the Asian boycott, the Target boycott, you still got the majority of us going along with this and making LBJ's statement come true. I'm going to have those ninjas voting Democrat for the next 200 years. And it looks like he was right.
And my pushback on it, I'm not really a pushback, but I think, I know, Tina saying we're gonna be talking about this on the documentary too. But the thing is, I think more Black people now being independent, that's really hurting them, because now you kind of neutral. You vote in your best interest now. I think a lot of Black people are like, okay, yeah, we know both parties really don't care, but you got at least Republicans will try, because Black folks been loyal to over 60 years of one party. You never know, bro. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna do some kind of miracle and just give Black people what they want, but I'm just saying now you see so many black women, Black conservative women, Chicago, Philly, even in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of them coming out, and they get a lot of support, and a lot of Black people support them too. So look, flip Chicago red. Well, Chicago flip red, yeah. Dana C probably gonna, yeah, flip red too. But Dana C probably gonna win over in Chicago, man. I've been following her heavy. She got a lot of support, a lot of people, a lot of resources coming her way, and she's on point. You know what I'm saying? She's making good, valid points and stuff. What's going on out there? So I think that's what the Democrats on that last leg, they trying, but I think it's pretty much
I want to play this for y'all, because the Democrats are on their last leg, and you know how we have been saying stuff. And this is I got this from Tariq Nasheed page. I mean, he had it already, but I mean, he got it from somewhere else. But you're going to be shocked of what I'm going to play you, because now people are you know how like the truth is like a turtle. The lie will outrun the truth, but the truth slow walks it down, because we have more power than they have been giving us credit for, right? They want us to think we don't have power, but we do, and we have made changes. And this is why I'm glad that Trump is in office. I'm not saying, like I had to tell other people, I don't agree with everything Trump does and says, but it takes a white man to pull down this white system. And Trump is a puppet for everybody. And I'm glad, because if he wasn't in office, we would not see the divide that we see. The curtains wouldn't be pulled down, and we wouldn't be being more independent, because the Democrats have shown us that they have drug us into the ground, right? And the Republicans are just the Republicans. But we need to infiltrate both parties like we did the white group on Facebook and make it ours. But can y'all see this?
Yeah, we see it. Yeah.
Okay. Listen to this. It is about 5 minutes.
If you don't, and the DNC shoves an AIPAC candidate down your throat, you have my permission and I'll vote for them. Because the Democratic Party needs to learn that it is not vote blue no matter who. It matters who. They sometimes need to lose in order to learn. Sometimes when you lose, you learn. And I'm just telling you right now, if they put a little AIPAC, send Israel all the bombs, give Saudi Arabia all the money, let the UAE run over us and give Trump another plane. If they put another AIPAC sellout moderate in place of Graham Plattner, and they do not put somebody in who is his same ideology, you have my permission to stay your ass home. Then they will learn when Susan Collins gets 6 more years. At this point, we have to teach Democrats. We need to instruct them and teach them how to treat us. It's like being in a relationship. You got to teach people how to treat your ass.
You know, the good thing about it is 6 more years, if she gets in, she might go the way of Mitch McConnell.
She'll be glitching and freezing.
Exactly.
Glitching and freezing, because they don't never want to retire. Why that old lady still? She needs to retire too. But you know what? Leave her in there. If they
Isn't she older than Mitch McConnell?
Probably. I mean, at this point, they're all 100 years old. But the reality is we're going to focus on the races where the people get to choose the ideology of what they want. People didn't pick Graham Platter because of his stupid tattoos. They picked him because of his ideology.
And so to say, what are you going to do? Like vote Republican? Like they don't think we have a choice. They think that we have to vote for Taliban.
Yeah, but what they understand is the couch is actually a choice. And we've seen it since since Obama ran in 2008, 2012. You have seen a drop. You have seen a drop in Black voter participation in every election. It's right there in the numbers. I don't know what the hell they're looking at, and it's there in the data. I don't understand.
All right, the first thing we got to talk about, family, we got to talk about some of the Democrat operatives. Family, have you guys noticed a lot of the Democrat operatives are now sounding just like the foundational Black American grassroots?
Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that when you hear Jaw Reed and Bowling Ball talk, notice how they try to equate the Democrat Party and the Republican Party's agendas with our agenda as an ethnic group. These are two totally diametrically opposed ballparks. My Black agenda has nothing to do with what the Democrat Party wants to do, because they've proven time and time again their agenda is anti-Black through and through. So, exactly. And the crazy part is when everybody knows we just ran a campaign out here, a couple of them, as a matter of fact, out here in California, and the Democrat numbers, you heard Lion Bryan saying, "Oh, I got 90% or so of the Black vote." Yes, we have seen that Black Democrats will show up at a 90% rate. So what Bowling Ball is talking about here and what Joy Reid is talking about is they're trying to captivate and lure in the minds of the bulk of Black people to stay on board that Democrat plantation so they can maintain relevance in the face of this immigrant takeover. Because trust and believe, in most of these Black districts, I'm just going to use the Latino vote, they outnumber us probably 7-2 at this point. And when you go in there and they got these ballots inside the thing telling them who to vote to and what to vote for and against, that equals zero power for them.
Here. How does a Latino have a higher vote? And that goes back to this march for this ID mess. Because if you start IDing people, you will find out they don't have those votes. It's all a tangled web. Go ahead.
Yep. And so that's why the whole thing is a farce, because I'm telling y'all, I've been in these booths and they will go in there, they don't ask these people for IDs, and you go inside the booth, because I did some volunteer work. I'll go in there, they got literal pamphlets in Spanish telling you who to vote for, what measures to vote for and against, and this and that. And again, these people are going here without ID. So also out here, we have to have a federal probe because we've got missing ballots. We got people who somehow didn't vote for the Democrat agenda. Their ballots came up missing. There's all kind of stuff going on. So the ID thing is just the face of it to cover these people. Because I'm talking about Bowling Ball and Joy Reid, the Black Democrat, they don't really care about Black voting rights. They know the shell game. They know what's going on. What they're trying to do is hold on to their relevancy in the eyes of the white Democrats that run the DNC is what they're trying to do. Exactly. And they want to get us as the puppets in the stands to back their agenda is what they're trying to do.
What's going to happen is just like people, like you said, some people corrupted. FBA was basically the Black people in America. Whether you call us FBA, ADOS, the original Indian, Aboriginals, we are the ones who built America. And it's going to have to come down to giving the Black Americans, the FBAs, the Aboriginals, the original Black people of America what we need and get us from under everybody's foot, because there's no way that these immigrants have came in and they're getting the stuff that they're getting. Israel is getting billions of dollars all in the name of religion, and we are still at the bottom and being criticized for not having anything when everybody is stepping on us. The Democrats have made us the footstool of America.
And I would say this, and I got the answer to that. The problem is FBA, ADOS, Black Americans, what we call ourselves now. The thing is, we got to get more organized. Now, the only time I say that FBA really made a stance with the 2024 election, because what it was saying, it really hurt Kamala Harris. They don't read the Democrats don't really want to say that. Now when you start getting more political, get like what Pablo them doing, even out here, what I'm doing out here, getting our city officials in office, put our people in office. That's the only way we're gonna win. We got to put our people in office.
When you say people, don't mean to cut you off. It's basically what they say. It's not people, because it's not Democrat or Republican, because there was no. It is the person and the people that are looking to give us what we need.
Exactly.
And you know, and in all honesty, what shoots us in the foot is, since we first started with the movement, the ADOS, the FBA, and the freedmen who came before even that and all that, since we started these movements, what has been shooting us in the foot is the word he said, organization, because even within that, we don't necessarily work all together. Everybody's like, we treat it like kind of like gang warfare, everybody holding in their own corner. But what really shoots us in the foot, which is something I saw that got me in trouble in ADOS early on, which is I asked the question, I said, now we got all these numbers, then how come this is not showing up when it comes to the voting? Because I said, obviously people who are sitting online talking about they ADOS this, they FBA that, they're FEMA this, at the end of the day, they still go in there and vote Democrat. And I said, that's why we can't get a candidate through. And we've been trying to get out here and organize and say, hey, if you say you want reparations the way you say you do, you want this, you want that, then you have to get involved. Because at this point, we should have that super PAC and that PAC already. We should have, if the Democrats and Republicans keep on doing what they're doing, then we should have our own independent political party or be independent and show clearly that we're willing to work with, because the Latinos have done that. They clearly know, both parties know that, hey, we got to play ball with them because they'll cross the fence to go either way, whichever suits their agenda. We refuse to do that. It's like we are afraid to come off of that Democrat plantation in big numbers. I mean, you get a couple of thousand of us, but it's like we are afraid to come off of that plantation in mass numbers. And then if we being even more real, the Negroes who ran over to the Republican plantation, they doing the same thing. They just got a different master. They're not doing nothing different than what the Black Democrats are doing.
Well, no, some of the people who consider themselves FBA, they're Republicans. See, it's just that, like you said, both of you are right. Organization. We have to come together as a party. We need somebody who knows how to make a super PAC. And we need to be under here, whether you if you call yourself ADOS, if you call yourself Solon, if you call yourself FBA, if you call yourself Aboriginal, or we are all talking about the same people, just like they called us Negro and nigga and all this stuff. We are the same people. So you can take your title to the poll, but let's get a super PAC together with all our titles, because we are all saying our grandparents are the ones who built this nation, and we all deserve something. And if you are an immigrant and you voting, then most of them are voting for their needs, but you have to respect us who built this nation. And that's where when it comes down to other Black immigrants and and brown people, they're not giving us the respect, because now America has made us look poor. Democrats have made us look like the dirty footstool that you step on this bus to without allowing us on the bus.
I mean, and be real. If you were a Latino, would you give us respect? Because look at what they see. When you see people like Ice Cube, when you see us, we're talking about us, FBA, ADOS, or whichever one you want. Ice Cube and Tariq Nasheed, that's us, that's our people. And when you see them go say, hey, you know what, maybe we should entertain talking to Trump and the Republicans, maybe we should try something different. Exactly. What is our response no matter what? If we FBA, no, we can't do that. Look at the response Tariq and Ice Cube got just for saying the name Trump. They didn't say go vote. They said let's just hear what he has to say, and they got basically lynched for it. So then when you turn around and you look at the Latinos and all these other groups, why they don't respect us, that's why they go, these Negroes ain't serious, because they're not willing to cross both sides of the aisle to get their agenda pushed forward.
Exactly, because we don't belong to either party. And that's what I was trying to say on Queen Amadea's show, is that Damn, one of them are doing nothing for us. But I'm not getting ready to go get the crumbs from a Democrat table just because Trump table look big and scary, but we don't never want to go over and see where he has the exactly.
Yeah, well, let me tell you.
What was so vile? What was so vile and evil about Tariq saying, let's at least hear Trump out and see what he got to say that benefits us? What was so vile and evil about Ice Cube's plan for Black America? What was so bad about that?
The thing is, because Negroes are programmed to believe that is the boogeyman. And no, I'm not going with a Republican. The Republicans and the Democrats, as you see, when they just was making a vote to see if they were going to keep sending $3.5 billion to Israel, they had 100 Democrats say no. More than half of the Democrats said no, and the rest of them said yes. So that lets you know when they get in there, they're not Democrat or Republican. You're your congressmen voting for what they need. They're supposed to represent you. So it's not about Democrat or Republican when it comes down to Foundational Black Americans, Solon, ADOS. It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about who is going to give us what we need for once.
And that's it. And that right there is exactly why. See, I'll pull the plug on going online, listening to us. I'm talking to us because we said the word organization. I'll pull the plug personally on going online, listen to us argue and bash each other on YouTube, this and that, because we ain't got time for that no more. It's time. Dr. Darity's prediction is going to be coming true. I think it's going to come true sooner than 2030, like you predicted. I think we might be seeing that within the next year or two at the rate we're going. So we don't have time for Negroes online who ought to be fighting together, fighting against each other. Because at this point, it's not making any sense. And all these other groups are looking at us and laughing at us, and they don't take us serious because of this. You will never see AOC going online, going to war with somebody else Puerto Rican over whatever they may have personally against each other in their house. You will never see her go public and do that. You will never see Asians go public and air their problems with each other on YouTube and then fracture our vote because these people are influencers and we are so loyal because we're visual people. We are very loyal to those we see before us. So when you see Dr. Umar and Tariq get into a fight, when you see Michi and whoever else get into a fight, all the people that follow them, they're going to leave the unity table, and their vote is that means our vote is going to be fractured. And that's why we can't get the ball swinging forward as far as getting candidates in office, because we refuse to organize. That's our biggest enemy right now, outside of those amongst us who still want to be Democrats for the most part. That's our bigger enemy, is our failure to organize, because we can't organize ourselves out of a paper bag.
Exactly. It failure to think. And now if you just hold right there, we're gonna just I'm getting ready to play this trailer for Mind Games. And he has another one, like when we talk about programming, he does his documentaries on We Control You, and it's basically telling us how we're being programmed through many different facets in America, well, through society in general. So one moment.
Yes!
Yes! Break it down now!
You gotta get that whole sequence.
Now, they will all obey my command. I will control their very mind. Scroll and consume my digital command.
Update complete. Update complete.
The beauty of it is that they don't even realize they're being guided. With television, we told them what to think. Now, with social media, we let them think it was their own idea.
Yeah.
Like that. Yes.
I love it. And that's part 2, you all. So there's a Recontrol You 1. So if you haven't seen the first one, you have to go and look at that. So go to Mind Games Uncut and type in We Control You. There's even the breakdown, King, of what that first documentary looks like. So you all go check that out and support.
Appreciate that. Yeah, most definitely. This right here gonna be crazy. This one was good. I was just learning, but 2, I'm taking my time on it. We're gonna bring it out in October, y'all. Because like I said, it's gonna be we touched on everything. So yeah.
So we'll keep playing it, and we'll keep everyone up to date that's watching of when it's going to be out and how you can view it.
Okay.
So promote this thing, Hollywood stuff.
and then with the "we control you," I want to piggyback off of what Pablo was saying before we went there. Is that when you saying that, okay, if Michi and someone is getting into it, or Tariq or whatever, the problem is with us that we don't know how to let arguments be arguments without us picking a side. If you see, like you said, if something happened, if somebody's sitting at Michi table, somebody's sitting at Tariq table, and somebody's sitting at our table, and we get into it, and then it's like you said, it's like a game. Well, I'm gonna just follow her, or I'm gonna just follow him because I like him, and we got to stop walking away from the table. And sometimes leaders need to be corrected, and we got to stop.
Not infallible.
The table and understand that we are here, and if we keep dividing ourselves, we're not going to get anywhere.
And I can tell y'all like this. Again, I keep going to political reality because, like I said, I've been involved in the campaign trail. Now, I personally know Marcel Dixon. Now, let's look at the numbers of all of us. I'm talking about us, and this is why we're saying organization is our number one bullet in our foot. If you look at Tariq's audience at any given time, he'll have about between 3,000 and 5,000 people watching that live. You look at Jason Black, same thing. You look at Taharka Bey, same thing. You look at Michi, same thing. You look at Ahmadiyya, same thing. Now, when it comes to Greg Dixon, why did Greg Dixon barely get? He almost got 5,000 votes against Jimbo Jangles Clyburn. That should not be going on with the numbers that we see online. Those of us saying that we ready to delineate, we this, we that. You should not have one of us going before the country only getting just under 5,000 votes. Same thing with Tamara Shealy. If we want reparations so bad, we want delineation so bad, and this and that, she should have got more than barely. I think she got 2,500 votes. How do we explain that? Because we know those votes went to Democrats.
You want to know what the problem is? Is because just like the Al Sharpton thing saying, protect the vote and this and that. When you think of voting, let's tell the truth. It's kind of like Black people, we know how to do stuff. We know how to do stuff, but it's like we know math. But when you start doing that calculus and you start doing that geometry, is a whole nother ball game. And that's how it is with voting. When we think of voting, the only thing we think of is the presidential election. And the reason why they program us, and that's what I meant by D. May's movie, we control you. Not just that, they control us with voting because they constantly is always Trump. When the president does not control your life, there's nothing that the president can do but an executive order, and when he's gone, they can erase those executive orders. Your problem comes from Congress, and you don't know when to vote, and you don't know these people. You don't know the people in your neighborhood. You don't know the people in your neighborhood. They only, in the Democrats is so guilty because they will not teach you that there's more to voting than just the presidential election. They're not teaching us our local elections. Those are the most complicated elections because they come at awkward times. They are awkward. Your senator elections, you don't really know when they go because they make sure they confuse you because every state does not vote for their senators at the same time. Every state does not vote for their House of Representatives at the same time. And more people don't know the qualifications, which is none, to run for senator or senator. You do have to have some type of background. You have to have more qualifications to be a senator than you have to be a president.
Yeah, what she's saying is actually true because in the majority of the Black mindset, we think of a president as like a Caesar or a king, like they control everything, and other people are just there for posturing and to make it look good. We really believe that all the power. We don't understand. We don't have a civic education. We don't understand the checks and balances and why they have these three different branches of the federal government. We don't understand that, and in some cases, because we don't want to.
Yeah, in some cases we go by always voting blue no matter who is because our grandparents and our parents only voted for the presidential election. You don't see nobody getting hyped for the person that is actually in your state. You don't see people getting hyped for the governor because we have this program mind that things change with the president. That's why you have Ice Cube and Tariq Nasheed them going to the president. But how about going to the governors and the mayors and the commissioners? We have to get involved in local politics, and we have to know when these voting coming up. And because like I said, the Democrats is just as guilty because they haven't taught us this. They sit back and let the people who really have the power to change your lives to vote for stuff. And this is why those immigrants are getting the benefits they're getting. This is why you see the governors and the mayors going up, like with Flip Chicago Red. What is his name? Brandon. What is it?
Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson.
That's why you see different people, but we don't break it down because in one state you got thousands of mayors, right? Because you got thousands of cities. So you
ain't lying, because I'll tell you, when we go out to these action committees and things like that on the ground at the local level, Latinos be packing this place out, Asians be packing this place, all these other groups pack you, and we will probably be the only people you see at these places. And we're like, where is all the black people at?
And the governor is in bed with the senators. So you only see the popular governors that hold the major cities. LA, Karen Bass, Madani, New York City. You don't see who's the mayor of Colorado, who's the mayor of, the governors, and who's the mayor of, you see Karen Bass, she's just a mayor.
So let me touch on Atlanta real quick. Y'all know Keisha Lance Bottom ran for governor. It's big out here. Burt Jones, I think it's Burt. Is it Rick Jackson? I think Rick Jackson. Anyway, I think it's Rick Jackson. I think that's his name. He's the billionaire that's running, and so he's been going to black establishment and stuff. And black people going all.
You barely know his name, though. That's
exactly.
So, and you're in politics, so do you think that the people in the hood know anything? Because the people in the hood, some of them, half of them come out and vote. I remember being in the hood and vote, but I never knew nothing really. I never paid attention to voting for my mayor or my governor.
Yeah, but the thing is,
arguably, that's probably the best thing from the Obama era was for the first time. At the average black person, maybe I should look into this voting thing. That was probably the only good thing to come out of the Obama presidency. And it's like, for a while, we did engage after Obama, probably the first couple of years after he was out of office, we did get engaged and start paying more attention, which startled the Democrat Party. But now we've slowly gone right back to sleep.
In the bigger cities, because this is why they put on vote blue no matter who. Because sometimes when you vote for the president, most of the states, you got the senator and the governors and the mayor. So how they ease their way in, just vote blue on down there. Go on to vote blue. Don't pay attention to that. They never teach us about local elections. And
exactly.
Al Sharpton now. What were you saying, my game?
Well, I was trying to go back to Keisha Lance Bottom. So what I'm saying is what they doing, black people, because only reason why Stacey Abrams didn't win because Stacey Abrams actually is a better candidate than Keisha Lance Bottom. But the thing is, she don't fit the narrative. She's too dark. She got locked. She got a gap in the teeth. She's like our auntie. So now Keisha Lance Bottom
got 100 pounds on her.
Is that too? So but Keisha Lance Bottom is perfect. She lighter. She's slim. She got the longer hair. You know what I'm saying? She's in the sororities and stuff. Which I don't know if what's the name of that. But the thing is, a lot of black people get upset because Rick Jackson, I think it's him, the one who ran against her, the Republican. He going to black establishment. Remember, our governor, Brian Kemp, actually wasn't a bad governor. He went out to all these black businesses, and he even King Randall. He went down there to Albany, Georgia, to King Randall, and he see. Black people think that people telling Keisha Lance Bottom, say, look, you just can't assume because you black people gonna vote for you. You need to get out here. You need to go through a whole Georgia, go to rural Georgia, all that. Don't be just going to like Atlanta, Savannah, Macon, all the black cities because you just can't win no state like that. This is not a you're not voting, you're not being a mayor of Atlanta, you're being a governor of the state. So black people gotta learn how to move.
Look at her. Exactly. You're saying it right there. Look at her mentality. We all, no matter, even if you're in an election like her, Keisha Lance Bottom, look at how she's maneuvering. she's automatically not going to the white side. She's automatically not going to the, like you say, rural, because she's only think about those popular Black places. Everyone in the states you name, we all know around the world. But what about those other towns that nobody knows of?
Facts. You gotta go to the smaller town.
Town that's going on with Nolan Wales. Nobody knows. We know Mississippi, but we don't know that town. Do we know the mayor? There is thousands of mayors in each state, and then those mayors help. And those people that voted for those mayors, they vote for their commissioners. And then those commissioners become the governors. And then that's why we're always out the loop. We got to take this stuff mayor by mayor and governor by governor, then president.
And you ask
what do y'all think that plays into our third, which I think is our third bullet in the foot, which is we always got to be entertained. We don't want to entertain anything less than entertaining. And here's an example of it. So we've done countless reparations rallies, and literally the only ones that even get somewhat of a crowd there would be the ones where Tariq goes on the radio, goes on YouTube, and he got to go all out. He has to hire people to tantalize and entertain people just to get people to show up. And outside of those, I've been there. These reparation rallies, you'll be lucky to get 20 Black people there.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's looking at this like, yeah, these Negroes is not serious.
That's because we're not. Go ahead, Morgan.
That's my part. I've been trying to tell people like on my TikTok lives, I be trying to tell like Red Hills and all them, some of my co-hosts, they hit in the group called that. They're in the group, they reparation group. But at the end of the day, they keep saying, yeah, reparation. And chat. I said, listen, y'all just keyboard warriors because y'all don't have a blueprint. You don't. That's why by the laugh, they don't take us serious because they know you don't have. They just talk on the internet. You need to have representatives. You need to have, like I said, first you need to get involved with your city councilman. Most people don't even know who their city councilman is, and all they make is cities and towns. They don't even know the names and stuff. They just worry about the presidential election. They don't work like that. And that's why everybody laugh at us. They know. If you just talking, if reparations got stuck in 2019, it's just hashtag now. This is keeping it real.
All the people that was on that hashtag and sharing it now. Like I said, I personally know Greg Dixon, and he was once a member of us, if you know what I'm talking about. But in the aftermath of losing that election, his stance, he took that hard stance. He took one for the team, and it costed him his job and everything. You think he's getting any get back from everybody that was online, that's going online sharing this and doing all this talk on the internet? Nope.
Oh no, heck no.
And back to you, Bond Games. Remember when I was telling lady in the red, we were talking about the bond, and I always talk about the bond is because the reason why do you think the Democrat Party always bring out some hoochie mama or some stupid music, take your booty to the pole? Because those are the people that wear the bonnets that they're going after to get the vote. Those are the people they want the vote. Everybody else that's a voter is already there. But this is why I keep saying, stop putting Black people down for what they wear. Stop putting Black women down for the bonnet, because if you make me feel bad about my bonnet because I am not as professional or looking as you, because I'm trying to talk hood. These are the hood is who we need to vote. But if you make the hood feel bad about who they are and you think you're better, because that's what they're gonna think. You think that if my hair is sticking up and I'm finna go vote, but now I remember you said don't wear my bonnet and I'm this and I'm that. You think they're gonna stand out there with their bonnets on? That's why I feel like it was a white supremacy move to make people feel bad when you wear a scarf, or make Black people feel bad about wearing bonnets and stuff, because sometimes when voting, you got to jump up and run. Most of these people that they want voting might not be at work. They might be at home in the hood and decide, let me get up and go to the poll. But now I'm gonna have a second thought. I got my bonnet on. I'm not finna stand out here and hear all this criticism. This is why we gotta pick and choose our battles. Right now, it's not the time to be criticizing Black people for what they're wearing if it's not provocative. If you're not showing your poems and showing this and that, and heck, some of it that you see the Democrats, they didn't care. They said, strippers, come as you are and come get your vote. We have to understand who we want to vote and stop putting ourselves in our places because we're the ones voting. We're trying to get the people who are not voting. And why are they not? So it's a race between us and the Democrats. The Republicans don't give a damn.
Do you think that, like, especially as a Black woman, do you think that when they send people like Cardi B out and Meg Thee Stallion, when you like picture yourself as maybe you like you just turned 18, you're getting out of high school and you're about to get into this game, and you sit down and you notice, hey, why didn't they send Cardi B to talk to the Hindu Indians or the Latinos or the Asians? Why did they only send them to us? Do you think that the younger voters are starting to look at this kind of stuff and maybe their perspectives are starting to change, which is why people like Al got to do the march and stuff like that?
Yes, because a lot of them are smart. They just insulted. It's kind of like we see the person that, like most, let's use white people for example. White people don't wear all these. Most rich white people ain't gonna wear name brands. They ain't wearing all the gold. They ain't wearing all that. So when you standing in the store next to him, because I worked with a man, when I worked at the restaurant that got burned down, remember I was opening a restaurant, I would have never known the man I'm sitting next to is a almost own a bank. He's a billionaire. But if you looked at him, you wouldn't think he's a billionaire. So let's reverse that. Just because I got on a bonnet and some slippers and pajamas, don't think I'm dumb and you're going to put Cardi B in my face. So yes, a lot of them be insulted. Sometimes we got to pick and choose our battles about how we keep condemning. Like we can't even get them to the poll, and then the first thing we saying is, don't wear that. Y'all look like this. Don't wear that. If they can get to the poll, we gotta look at the words and the stuff that we say and understand where does these stereotypes come from. It's an insult. When I was in the hood, I still from the hood. I mean, I know somebody from the hood that just got shot up the other day. My people still from the hood, and when we sit around and talk, I'm that one that sit in the hood and talk with them, and they be insulted. Like, man, some of them be insulted. They don't even go to church no more.
You think that whole mindset like that comes from the airplane going over me? But do you think that whole mindset of trying to denigrate us for who we are comes from the boule black Democrat because they want you to fit into that so-called white imagery and mold, like a Carlton Banks kind of thing?
Yes, I completely feel that way because you say it all the time, Pablo. They use military tactics against us. So if I'm here, I know, like I was saying on Mind Games show the other day, black women don't have hair like white women. Well, let me just slap this in the ponytail and throw me on some stuff and go down to the pole. We ain't got the same hair. And all these other men was in the comments talking about, oh, y'all ain't got hair because of the perms and all. No, everybody don't have good hair. And sometimes my hair is good, but I might got to wet it and comb it by the time I get ready. Come on, let's be who we are. So if I
don't even call that straight hair and all that stuff good hair. I'll call it nappy afro good hair.
Exactly.
I was just about to say who's saying whose hair is good? Like I'm not saying you, but I'm saying like where do we even get this mindset with Caucasian people?
Exactly.
No, I know you're just saying. I'm just saying, but like where do we get this mindset? You know, that stringy hair, that scent of that hair. You know, like I'm not being rude, but who told you? Like Malcolm X, like who told you?
Yeah. Like if white women had that hair, they would probably throw on a bonnet, but they go to as a ponytail, right? I will go to as a bonnet because our hair be matched to our head. Mine is like that now, you know.
But see, but here's the issue though. If and this is why I want the listeners to understand, we're talking about this rigged system that is against us as black. I won't say black Americans, I'll say blacks in America, about this rigged system, because if white women chose to wear bonnets and this and that, it would be a-okay, and it'd be the fashion move of the century if they chose to do it. It's only because black women are doing it that it's a problem. And the black boule Democrat wants you to be Carlton Banks and Hillary Banks. They want you to fit into that white mold that they feel that they have to maintain. And that's where this whole mindset comes from.
Yeah, we got to look at the people. I just say, look at the people we're trying to get to the poll. The reason why they know who they're trying to get to the poll, that's why they pulled out the strippers. Why would you pull out a stripper? Because that's the people, that's you trying to get the people that's in the hood, that's throwing money, that's in there. You're trying to appease to a base you don't know. So you're using stereotypes. You're using the Meg Thee Stallion, the Cardi B, the music that we listen to, that the hood listen to. You're using the strippers, you're coming out. And so the whole point is how we gonna get our people if we're criticizing them just as bad as the so-called Democrats or the white supremacists criticizing them. We all know that.
I can tell you this as an example.
Let's be real now. Hold on, Pablo. Let me say this. Now, I agree with some of the things you said, but y'all, we got to bring our class back because black people were classy people.
But you can't bring it back when black people ain't got nowhere to go. Where you gonna bring it to? You gotta pick and choose your battle.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
But we didn't have that.
It's a double-edged sword because it kind of like they put us. It's kind of like they manufactured us to be like this.
We had no. I'm saying that. I'm saying no. I get what you're saying. I'm not saying we didn't have that. I'm saying like we always like you don't have to have money to look nice, like to look decent. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, because even with the gangsters dressed, you know.
For me, it's not even the look. It's more so the manufactured mindset. Because what they call ghetto is basically people. I mean, what do they expect a black person to do when you darned if you do and darned if you don't, and everything you do is basically. It's like even if like let's take Sean Combs, as rich as he was. He got to a certain point. He realized, dang, no matter how much money I got, these people still consider me less than, even though I'm this rich at this point. And so I think, and this is from an experience I had. Now I was, as Mr. Peace has said on the show before, and I admitted on the show before, we used to be black Republicans, and I was courted. I forgot who the candidate was, but they wanted us to do outreach in Los Angeles, Compton, and Watts for the Republican Party. And the guy, it was the white man, he said, you know, I didn't want to come to you and have you do these lame hip hop videos and this and that. Basically, that's what they wanted me to do. He said, I'm coming to you and asking you, what, in your opinion, can we do to reach the black voter?
Give out some bonnets. Say it's okay, because like I was telling people, everybody, do you know how much, I don't even get my hair braid. Do you know how much a hair braid costs right now?
Shoot, a couple of $100.
Yes. And most people doing their stuff. And I'm just saying, if something a black person is wearing is not hurting you, that's just your opinion. Just like some people don't like sneakers and most women wear heels. We got to stop judging each other. Now, if you wearing your ass out, that's a problem because it's children, is disrespectful. But we got
pajamas.
I ain't gonna even
them dang house slippers and pajamas in public.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people wear pajamas. I'd rather them wear pajamas than spending thousands of dollars on name brand.
Personally, I would say I would rather the pajamas and the slippers than walking around sagging with your underwear showing or walking around basically naked. I mean, I'd rather that.
I think it's a hood thing because most black people can't afford a lot of clothes. So if I throw on pajamas, you're not going to rob me. You're not trying to take something from me. I'm not trying. And then I can get away with being around the hood because I ain't got my Chanel bag or my Gucci or my Louis Vuitton. See, but
it's the same thing because remember, they criticized the young black man who did the quarter zip movement. Why are these Negroes dressing like this? Why are they? So even that drew criticism, and it's like,
man, that didn't even last 20 minutes.
Yeah, and to our point, it's like that we put so much energy on those types of shenanigans. The same energy we put on, why they got quarter zips? We should be going, hey, why you ain't got a super PAC? Why you ain't got a PAC or a super PAC?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why they talking about somebody bonnet in pajamas? Why you ain't got a super PAC? Why we ain't got black? I mean, it can go both ways. So I just say, let's pick and choose our battles. Now, if it offends you, if you walk around with your ass out, yes, let's correct that. But it's just the same way when people wearing MC Hammer pants and straight pants. MC Hammer pants, they look like pajamas with balloons.
And I want to say this real quick too, because I'm gonna say this real quick. Now, I met it a while back. There's another thing too. We even talking about on a local level. We don't even go to the PTA meetings. I remember I was a vice president of a kid PTA. Let me tell you, it was embarrassing. So we were trying to get some stuff passed. So the membership was $5. And it was a white lady. She was, of course, you always got a white chick that, got to chop out black man. And then, it just think you just, whatever. Anyway, so she was, I think she was on the board too. And we had 200 people in there, whatever. I was shocked that night because usually it's hard to get the parents in there. But they was like, we tell them we need the funding so we could get like a curtain for the stage, for the kids. Everybody complained they have $5. $5 now. So the white chick like, okay. Now on the north side, she like pretty much, their membership was $50. I know it's a big difference for the grad, but still, you can come up $5. Everybody that had J's on their feet, Gucci bags and stuff. I'm like, y'all can't still $5 for your kids and stuff. We gotta get more involved. I look at it way, it's just like politics. You got to get involved and stuff because, like I said, a lot of times they don't even come to the PTA. They don't even come to the PTA meeting. So you just start on a small level of PTA meeting, then move up to going to like to the city council meeting. Because every city council meeting I've been going to lately is all you see are mostly old people in there, no young people. I remember old people who on their last leg.
The sad part is you see this is where I'm talking about the mind control factor. So that parent council meeting would be packed out if it was something that the Democrat Party said, we want y'all to do this. Then Negroes will go pack it out. Because, like, look at this, for example. Who wants to get in some good trouble, huh? Look at the rainbow. Now, black people traditionally, it's been said traditionally that we are conservative at heart, but we vote liberal. And that's always been a grand mystery and puzzle. So when it came to the rainbow, that wasn't an easy sell for them to just sell the rainbow. Of course, everybody that was a black Democrat loyalist like Raphael Warnock, they immediately rolled over and started, let's push this agenda, blah, blah, blah. But to this day, they still have trouble pushing that agenda on the average black person. To the point, remember what got me banned from Facebook was the witch hunt in California where the rainbow activists and the Democrat Party could not believe that same-sex marriage failed in California primarily because of the black church. So that told you right there that this loyalty does have its limits, but it also told you that glass ceiling is going to get broke if the Democrat Party just persists and keeps pressing the issue. Fast forward to now, they've gotten most of the black churches to roll over, but it's still not 100% sell. So there's still a beacon of hope there. But when you look at Raphael Warnock, you think he's going to go against that agenda?
Oh, no. Is that another thing too? You're right. Another thing, a lot of black folks. That's why a lot of black folks been going to the conservative side, be independent because a lot of them like, hold on, we up here, we supposed to be a black church. We supposed to be for the nuclear family. A lot of them, I heard black women preachers, older women say, they say, look, we gotta go back to our origin because we're supposed to be Christian. We ain't supposed to be accepting this lifestyle and stuff. That's why you got a lot of black women who are going Republican. It's a lot of black women who running for office all across America right now, and they winning. Like the sister in Chicago, she won, got a name. She's real big. She won, and she supports Chicago Flood Red too. So, and it's some here in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot. Even your girl, she down here. What's her name? What's her name? Tiffany. What's her name? Tiffany Henry, the one in Illinois. Oh, she down here now. She in South Florida together. She run as a Republican now. She's not even Democrat.
I bet you now if Angela Stanton King, if she ran again now, she would probably win. Today, she would probably win.
Oh yeah, she'll win. Yeah,
because a lot of black people have Republican views. Most people say, I'll never be a Republican. Did you hear about Project Bump the Project? The Republican views, a lot of black people are Christian. They for themselves. And a lot of black people don't want welfare. We want equal opportunity to businesses, jobs, and education. Stop putting us down like we are we want free stuff. It's like we play when you vote Democrat, you're playing into the Democrats need us to be poor, broke, and down so they can seem like the savior. While them government give them $1 million to help us, they take 900,000 and throw 100,000 into some communities.
Yeah, like we used to expose hundreds of times on the show, the number one beneficiaries of DEI was who? White women. The number one beneficiaries of the welfare program, who? White women, not black women, white women.
And then we wonder why they're managers and supervisors and CEO. And we do you ever look around your neighborhood? How come these businesses that's white mainly owned, open up, be there, shut down, open up, shut down? How are they getting all these opportunities and we ain't got one yet?
Yeah, look at this one. I told y'all about this story before. I don't remember. It's on the East Coast, but I think New York, but I'm not sure. So a black woman gets literally prosecuted because she had an EBT card. But what she was doing, she would take her EBT card and some of it she would use on getting stuff that you need to bake. Like she would get the ingredients for baked goods. And what she would do was she would go to the fairs, and we're not talking about opening up a storefront or nothing like that. She would go to local fairs and things like that. And she had a baking business where she basically sold her baked goods at fairs and things like that. What you know about, they prosecuted her for $200,000, and she's facing actual prison time for this.
Saying that she used, and there's nowhere where you could, they say you can't use the stuff you buy in your house for doing anything. I mean, they want us poor. Where's the Democrats outpour for that? Because if
They
you
said nothing.
Black people opportunity and money, they set the immigrants up. We argued about it, and everybody knows it's true. They set the immigrants up with housing for 2 years while they get on their feet. That means, and you gave them food stamps, and you gave them housing, even if it's a hotel. Either which way, when you take the situation with all the immigrants, they specifically know that they need to set you up so you could get on your feet. But us, you took everything from us and our grandparents, and then tell everybody, look at them, they ain't do nothing with it. They ain't get on.
Who remembers that kid Elian Gonzalez? I remember him when I was a kid.
Okay.
Now I picked up on this when I was a kid about, I think Bill Clinton was the president then. And I for some reason that story caught my attention as a kid, and I said, well, who is Elian Gonzalez? What is this all about? So I started looking into it, and I started to notice things like the Clinton administration giving immigrants not loans, business grants. These people were able to come over into our neighborhoods, open up these donut shops, this, that, and they were getting grants to do that. And I said, well, I asked my parents, well, why can't we do it? Well, they don't really let us do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they give grants to the immigrants, hundreds of thousands, so they can get a house. Now you see, now with Trump unveiling everything, even though Haitians got the TPS protection order stripped, you see, half of them are homeowners. Really? They said nothing when we're being gunned down in the streets and stuff, but they're homeowners, and we're barely getting anything ourselves. And that's why they want us to be the generic Black people, while everybody come over here and we see a bunch of Black faces in neighborhoods and businesses, but they're not us in America. So
and I've seen them do it, because I remember I was telling y'all maybe earlier this year on these shows that I saw the pattern where they said, you know what, we are going to disrupt or attempt to end Black-owned business in Atlanta, and that's like
they have completed almost all of it.
Whoa, I didn't know they got that far. Because I thought to myself, I said, Atlanta is so Black, so strong. I don't think they're going, in today's times, I don't think they'll be able to do it like they used to be able to do. So I'm shocked they've actually been successful with it.
We got a lot of Black businesses. They got them on section. I know, like in the cigar world, a lot of cigar business on closed Black. No real thriving businesses. Only a few of them left on the south side. So yeah, it's like in pockets, but you still got a lot of them, but not like it used to be. Yeah, they have came in there, like I say, because the Koreans buying everything up. I gotta tell everybody, it's a Chinatown in every major city in the United States. We don't have no Black town. That's crazy. Got to call us and try to tell us that. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Asians. Asians only make up 3% of the population in this country, but you will never hear them talk about voting and stuff. But they get everything they need. You know what I'm saying? Because they move in the silence, they move in the shadows, but they got super PACs too. Everybody got super PACs up Black. And the Congressional Black Caucus ain't no damn super PAC.
No.
Yeah, and I remember T.I. and
mostly immigrants looking at the immigrant needs.
And what was their name? It was T.I. and I think Killer Mike were trying to stand up and defend the Black-owned businesses in Atlanta. Because I remember that Killer Mike and T.I. were both at the city council meetings and stuff like that. And I was like, well, let's see where this goes. And it's sad to hear that they actually were successful in even going in Atlanta doing this, running the same program.
The problem is that we, instead of having conventions, instead of having all these meetings and concerts, our people need to start going to workshops to understand voting and understanding what is voting, who's controlling your life every day in your city, in your state, in your town. And then the president is the president. We need government 101 overhaul. And I land my plane.
Yeah. I think because remember we all came to the conclusion, man, we ain't going to no more of these Black conferences. I don't care who the keynote speaker is and all that, because it ain't getting us nowhere. And I think that's just right. These Black conferences need to be flipped over and turned into political workshops. That's what we should be doing. Screw these concerts, screw these conferences. We need to start having political workshops and start getting serious.
And we need to have these sister shops, because Black women, we love to get together and talk about spa day and this and that. No, we need to start getting together on these pajama days, these bonnet days, and educating ourselves. And I want to just end this. I know D-May's got to go. We got to get out of here. But what I'm not saying it's okay to wear bonnets all the time, but my thing is, let us get to the hospital and then heal our people. Let's stop putting our people down with the state of mind that they're at, because it's like I tell a lot of grown people, I'm 50 something now. How I think now, I did not think the same way 20 years ago. I don't know what the hell I was thinking 20 years ago, but I'm here now. So when I hear people getting on to young people, I'm like, you expect them to be in the mindset you are in now when you know you didn't think that way at their age? So the thing is this, when it comes down to the bonnets and different things, we got to get our people. We got to build the hospital. I'm talking about mentally, an imaginary hospital. We got to get them there. Let's get them to vote. Let's accept our people as they are, like the church used to say. And then when we get them in the building, start telling them why this looks appropriate and that looks appropriate. So I'm not just saying let them run wild. I'm just saying accept our people where they at. Let's meet them where they're at. Then let's get them to where we need them to be. And I land my plane.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I ain't no pushback on that one. Yeah.
Indeed.
And I'll land my plane on just when we started talking about where we began with the Sharpton march to get in some good trouble. If you were thinking about going to that march, if you were considering it, it's in the back of your mind, just one more time won't hurt. It's Al. Sit your black self down.
Al Sharpton barely walking. Al Sharpton won a Martin Luther King moment because he was a Martin Luther King child and a family member, and he talking about the remembrance. Al Sharpton, he's doing it for publicity because he know good and darn well everybody has an ID. Stop playing us. But do y'all have? Let's go through the panel. Let's before we get out of here, Queen Lynn or Mind Games or Captain Pablo.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it real quick. Like I said, for Al Sharpton, them they like I said, anyways, it's over. Like he you know, he got a National Action Network, whatever. What's her name? The girl, what's her name? The one he mentored. What's her name? She be that guy named her son. What's her name? What's that girl be with him? The one he mentored. What's her name? God, she be on Instagram all the time. She got mad. Me got said something about Democrats. That was that chick name. Anyway, he hoping that she'll take over. You know, because she's like in her 40s, but she don't have no kind of clout no more. Like she used to kind of be out there. What's that chick name? God, it comes to my mouth. It's over, but nobody don't listen to her no more. Everybody, black people, pretty much tired. They tired hearing the same thing. And finally,
it wasn't
Tamika Mallory. Yep, Tamika Mallory.
The one that was messing with BLM, right?
Yeah, no. Was she with BLM? I know she was doing this Cadillac endorsement.
Yeah, that kind of like Cadillac endorsement. Trans on there, little trans and stuff. Yeah, her Tamika Mallory. Yeah, she's done, man. She just, you know, she don't even really have, because they all of them saying the same thing. See, you can't keep saying what the old people said 60 or 80 years ago. It don't work anymore. Black people want to hear that no more. So it's like, okay, what's our option? Excuse me, what's our option on the other side? Like I said, and that's why you got a lot of black conservatives now and black independents. So I don't think that the Democrats gonna have a chance in 2028. I don't even know who, because Gavin Newsom and Pablo know Gavin Newsom. He's not the guy. I let my plane.
Dang, Pablo got up out of here.
Okay.
Queen Queen Angie.
I'll just keep it simple. I'll say this, you know, everybody has the right to feel how they want to feel and believe how they want to believe. At the end of the day, like you all said, you know, we have to come together and have a conversation and respect one another and understand the bigger picture. You know, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you vote Democrat or Republican, because we should be voting independently. We should be voting within our best interests individually and then collectively. And the Black struggle is a collective issue, regardless of where we stand in the process. It affects all of us as Blacks in America. Is that what you said, D. Mays? So we all have to come together and just put our big pants on, and that super PAC is going to be important. It starts with having conversations. It starts with uniting and not being petty and just sticking with the goal and being boots on the ground, completing that goal successfully. So I'll land my plane there.
Yes. What about you? I know, I don't know if Kathy B is here, or if you want to say anything. She might. we at her bedtime. But I mean, yeah, we have to come together, all of y'all, right? We have to come together no matter what we call. We have to vote for our interests. And it's not about Republican or Democrat. It's the person that is really going to get up there and do what we need, because we voted Republican, we voted Democrat, we voted people in, and they're sitting in Congress. Maxine Waters is a millionaire. She's sitting around. And I mean, I'm not saying she's not. They say stuff that you want to hear, but nothing is getting done, and they're not educating. Them people are not coming from Congress and coming around you, teaching you how to get to Congress, how your senator becomes a senator, because you have to be a mayor or a governor or a commissioner. We have to reevaluate workshops, and we have to reevaluate the talks when we get together. We need leaders to start teaching people, and we, like I said, we need to stop judging each other, and we need to get our people where we can get and talk to them mentally. And what another thing I want to say is, we need to start thinking about suing the gun manufacturers and everything, because when a white person get mad at something, they'll sue. McDonald's got sued for having too much hot fries and hot coffee. Our people are unaliving each other left and right, and this is why we need people in office that represents us, because we need to start suing the gun manufacturers, because how are our young people getting all these guns? Voting is important, but the most important votes is in your local election. But it's not just voting, it's putting people up or voting for people who have your best interests in mind. And I'll land my
You know what, Queen? You know what? Whether you voted for them or not, whether you know them or not, whether you like them or not, one thing is always going to be true. They work for us.
Exactly.
They work for the people. And don't ever let them forget that. Period, point blank. I'm done.
And that's all that needs to be said. Peace.
Boom. Peace.